Okay, it is technically day 4 of preparing for this test here, so that means we are going to be working on these problems right here, starting with number 23. What's happening is that we have two sides of the equation. J, that's what this is being multiplied by 3, and it's being added by 5/6. So we can't simplify that, so I'm going to subtract 5/6 from both sides. That cancels, leaving us with 3j equals, and what I need to do here is a common denominator, multiply by 2 over 2 to get negative 4/6, and this is still just negative 5/6. And if you're like, but it's negative, but I thought it was positive here, we're subtracting, so that's kind of like, a negative 5 over 6, right? So 4/6 minus 5/6 would be negative 9/6. Okay, so we could reduce that, but I'm going to slow down and not worry about it just yet. I'm going to deal with the fact that 3 and j are multiplying each other, so I'm going to divide. And you might be going, oh my goodness, what is going on here? J equals that? Yeah, it does. It equals negative 9 over 6 times 1/3. Wait a second, how did we get that? Well, here's what we did. We are dividing by 3, and you probably know that when you are dividing by a fraction, you change that to multiplication and you flip that second one. So what's 3 when you flip it upside down? It'd be 1/3. And now you multiply straight across to get negative 9 over 18. So j really equals negative 1/2, because you could reduce 9 over 18 by dividing by 2. Divide by 2. Number 26. Wait a second, we haven't seen this in a while. You're going to distribute the 3k, because, okay, hang on, let me back up. This 3 is right up next to this parentheses. That means multiply. There is not a plus sign, a minus sign, a division sign, a fraction. There's not like a number over a number. No, there's not a dot. No, there's not an x for multiplying, but that is multiplying. So we're going to distribute 3 times k, and then 3 times negative 5 is negative 15. That equals negative 16. Now, we are going to add 15 to both sides. Why are we adding? Because we want to get k by itself, and what's happening to k is it's being subtracted by 15. So, bye-bye. Keep the 3k. Negative 16 plus 15 is negative 1. And then we are going to divide by 3. Why? Because k was being multiplied by 3. And now we have our answer of negative 1/3. You know what I forgot to do? Check my answer back up here. So if negative 1/2 is my answer, let's plug it in right here. 5/6 plus 3 times, what was it, negative 1/2? Yes, negative 1/2. Negative 1/2. Does that equal negative 2/3? And you might be thinking, oh my gosh, how will I know this? You can do this. 5/6, 3 times negative 1 is negative 3. And again, you might be like, oh, man, we have 1, 2, 3 different denominators. Yeah, but the only ones we want to combine are these two. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to zoom in here. I'm going to multiply this by 3 over 3. How come? Because 2 times 3 will give me 6. So we have 5/6, because, by the way, this hasn't changed at all. 5/6, and then this goes straight across, minus 9 over 6. And then that gives us, I'm kind of running out of room here. I could keep zooming in if I wanted to. All right, so let's do it. That gives us negative 4/6, okay? And the whole time we've been wondering, does it equal negative 2/3? Does it equal negative 2/3? Does this equal negative 2/3? Yes, because if you divide that by 2 and divide that by 2, you get negative 2/3. So we are happy with our negative 1/2 answer there. How about this? Negative 1/3. Oh man, we're going to have to plug that in right here. And you might think that's going to be impossible, but no, we can do this. 3 times 1/3. Wait, was it negative? It was negative. So let's go back and change that. I'm going to erase it just to make it a little prettier. Minus 5. Does that equal negative 16? Okay. Well, what I'm going to do is I could combine those if I wanted to. I could. But I could go ahead and distribute and get 3 times negative 1/3. 3 times negative 1/3. You could go straight across. You end up getting negative 3/3, which is negative 1. So that is what we just did right here, okay? And then the next is 3 times negative 5. That's negative 15. Does negative 1 minus 15 equal negative 16? Yes, it does. We are happy about that one. And 29. Back to a more friendly looking one. I'm going to subtract 9. Why am I subtracting 9? Because it is adding to 8b. And I haven't mentioned it in this video yet, but back over here, we ask first, can we simplify? And then we go back to start solving. And if you were start solving, you often begin with adding and subtracting, which is what we did here. We can subtract that 9. And what happens is the 9's cancel, leaving us with 8b equals negative 24. We can divide by 8. Why divide? Because 8 is multiplying b, and you get that b equals negative 3. Oh, let's plug it back in. 8 times negative 3 plus 9. Does that equal negative 15? Well, negative 24 plus 9, does that equal 15? Negative 15? Yes. Yes, it does. This would equal negative 15. All right. 32. 84 equals 51 plus 11c. Similar to the last one, and that we're going to start with subtraction. And we get 33 equals 11c, because that cancels the 11c's left behind. If I divide both sides by 11, I get c equals 3. And we can pretty quickly do this one. 11 times 3, well, that's 33. 33 plus 51, that's very clearly 84. 35, all right, a little bit of an uglier looking one because we have t divided by 4 plus 2. I'm going to subtract 2, and that's gone. And that's left behind, that right there. T over 4 equals negative 12. What's going to happen to t? It's being divided by 4, so we shall multiply by 4, and the 4's cancel, giving us t equals negative 48. So we can check that by going up here and saying, does negative 48 divided by 4 plus 2 equal negative 10? Well, negative 48 divided by 4 is negative 12. If you add 2, you get negative 10, so we're good. 38. Ooh, check this scary guy out. We're always technically asking, can we simplify? I mentioned it once already, and if you're like, no, you didn't, watch. Back over here when I said, hey, we start by simplifying, and then we go down here and solve. We are able to simplify because we have like terms. 7 and 10 are like terms. They combine to be 17. And then there's minus 4w equals 1. So now I'm going to subtract 17 from both sides. The 17's cancel, leaving us with negative 4w, and that's equal to negative 16. We can divide by negative 4 on both sides. W equals 4. So let's plug it in and find out if we're right. 7 minus, hold up. 7 minus 4 times 4 plus 10, does that equal 1? Well, 7 minus 16 plus 10, does that equal 1? Well, 7 minus 16 is negative 9. Negative 9 plus 10 is 1. Does 1 equal 1? Yep, it does. We're good. 41, 24 equals 10 plus 7a. All right, I'm going to subtract 10. The 10's cancel, giving us 14 equals 7a. And divide by 7 because we're multiplying by 7. The 7's cancel, giving us a equals 2. Okay, checking this last one. We're going to plug in the 2. I mean, really, this one is kind of easy to the point where we could just like point. 7 times 2 is 14. 14 plus 10 is 24. 24 equals 24. So we are happy about this one as well. Let me draw the official smiley face. And that wraps up day 4 of this stuff. How many more days do we technically have to go? Just 2 more, all right? And hopefully you are not trying to save all of this for the end, because I'm telling you, if you were putting in the legit work, look at how much is into it, right? I'm telling you, try and eat this one bite at a time instead of eating the whole pizza at once. Shout out to Ellie for making that illustration scary. Okay, bye.